Hey, Chelsea, it's Jim. It's 9:30. You was on my mind, so I thought I'd call and say hello and check in with you and see how you're doing. So, all right, well, have a good night, and I'll talk to you soon. See you. Tell Chris I said hi.
The message just played was a voicemail from my stepfather, James, but better known as Jim, or with what I like to call him, Jimbo. Here's a picture of Jim with his bloodhound Harper. This was taken in 2016. This next image was taken just a couple of weeks ago. There has been a dramatic change in my stepfather, and here's why. Scleroderma, a chronic connective tissue disease generally classified as one of the autoimmune rheumatic diseases. In other words, scleroderma is hardening of the skin, and in some cases it is not a violent disease and will only harden limbs and facial features. Here are picture examples of scleroderma affecting one's body. The redness and the white splotches in the person's hand is where the scleroderma is. It is either the hardening of the skin or the hardening of the skin blocking the blood flow into the person's hand. Unfortunately, Jim has the more violent version of this disease. It has hardened his stomach, esophagus, lungs, heart, and his limbs. Here is a photo from 2016 when he was first diagnosed. Here's Jim in 2017. He has started to lose a lot of weight. And here he is in 2018. He has been given days to weeks left of life, so he spends his last cherished moments in hospice care. The sole purpose of this video is to not talk about scleroderma, although I do urge everyone to visit scleroderma.org to learn more about it. This situation has brought me to the question of what in life has made you realize what your priorities are. This is a picture of my boyfriend, myself, sister, mother, and Jim at dinner one night. In this moment, we thought he was going to pass soon, but this was in March of 2018. For months, we had been living in fear that his time was coming soon. When all of this started to become severe, I was at my other college. I would drive home 2 hours in any emergency to support my mother and to support Jim. I realized I needed to make a change, so I cut my commute down to half the time when I transferred to Indiana University, Kokomo. And although I wish I was closer to Indianapolis, Jim won't allow me to do that because he still wants me to pursue my career. Doctors and nurses told us that he will pass within 6 months in March. We are now at 7 months, but still, we are told that he has days to weeks left, so I can't help but to act on it so I can see him in every moment possible. In this difficult transition, looking back on pictures pauses the negativity. Here is my first favorite picture that I have with Jim in 2016. This next picture was in December of 2016 during Christmas. Here is Easter of 2017. We have the sun in our eyes, and this was just a couple months before Jim started to lose a lot of weight. Here is an image of a year later of Easter 2018. This is when we were starting to become fearful of how much life he had left. Here is the most recent picture of Jim and my mother. She was kissing him goodbye before she left to let him rest. This photo represents that even in the most difficult times, the most life-stopping moments, you have to take advantage of what's in front of you. Take it and run with it. This is a moment in my life where I realized what my priorities truly are.